Okay, that's the extended version. Welcome back, gamers, to the Experience Points Podcast Game of the Year edition. And today on the podcast, we will be talking about
our top 5 favorite games of the year,
and we
as
are
well as some of the disappointments.
And it's sad to say there's some that are like really, really disappointing. But first on the list, we're going to start with some of Blackout games and jump back and forth and talk about some of mine. And first on your list, Blackout is
Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers.
I figured you would have saved that for last, bruv.
Nah, I'm bringing up the top dog first. So, the game, it was great. I mean, it's basically your normal expansion for a Final Fantasy game, for online game. But this particular one, they went hard in the paint. I'm talking about the story was amazing. Like, it wasn't all fairy tales and happy endings. People died in these storylines. Like, a lot of people died. It was a totally different atmosphere. Kind of like how Twilight Princess kind of felt compared to all the other games. That's kind of what this was. It was the Twilight Princess of the Final Fantasy XIV series. It was great.
They gone.
Gone. Oh yeah, it was sadness. You actually thought your own character might not make it. I mean, you knew he'd make it because you gotta keep on buying the expansions, but they really had you wonder what was gonna happen. It was like some in the atmosphere, like you felt the emotion, like when bad stuff happened to your character, it felt bad to you, and that along the way goes with the music. They definitely had some great music. Like the music's always been good in the Final Fantasy game, but the music was just very good, very emotional. It's just great.
So what you're saying is that it's worth the price of admission.
Definitely, most definitely there.
All right. Well, as soon as we get back from that basketball game you just called, we'll check it out.
Hey, it went hard in the paint.
I can see Eric in the thing somewhere calling the Final Fantasy game. All right. First game on my list is Devil May Cry 5, and everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge action fan, and I love great over-the-top action games. Devil May Cry is no stranger to that, and this takes it to a whole nother level with a new protagonist and a very, very delicious side character that helps you out a lot. Yeah. From the start to finish, this game it was a blast to play. It's funny. Dante is hilarious in this game, and I forgot the name of the third supporting character, the one that's like very emo, but he was very, very fun to play and super OP, super OP. There were a couple of spots in there where I had trouble with a couple of bosses, but you just gotta push through and you gotta beat them. And the ending had a nice little surprise twist, and it was just fun to play start to finish. And it was one of those games I just played non-stop. I thought about it at work, I thought about it when I was sleeping. It was just a hell of a lot of fun. So
Okay, I have two questions real quick. First, you said you thought about it when you were sleeping. Were you thinking about the game, or were you thinking about that delicious side character?
This is a podcast for everybody. I can't talk about that right now.
Okay, then I'll in that case I'll save my other question too.
So what's next on your list, Jones?
We're gonna go with Pokemon Sword and Shield.
All right, hold on. Before you go into that,
Okay,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Name that Pokemon.
Ha!
I just sent it to you.
Oh, he's actually posted something? Okay, let me find where you put it.
We're gonna see how good he is, how well he knows his Pokemon.
That is Tyranitar.
Nice. Okay, continue.
G2, by the way.
Got
He
you.
was released in G2. Okay, anyways, Pokemon. What can I say? I mean, it's the same old formula with a few new, like, perks and just things. But number one, it's on the big screen. And for me, that's a huge thing. Like, I always love Pokemon, but, The old Blackout doesn't have exactly the best eyes in the world, so it's kind of a struggle to play that on the tiny screen, especially when I was playing through Moon like last year, or this year actually. It was fun, but it just doesn't have that same appeal when I can just sit down in my chair, just relax, and just play. But Pokemon, I mean, it came down to it. It looks a lot prettier on the big screen. So that's one of my things. You know, it's easier to go through your Pokédex and all that other things. But also, I feel that it has a nice online capabilities this time around. Like all the games have had some online, but the wild area it like puts into what the max raid battles. I think that's a pretty cool concept. With teaming up with 4 of your buddies or 3 of your buddies plus you, and I think that's like a really good ideal. And you can sort of interact with them, and like not completely, but you can like see other people in the world. So that's cool.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. I had to. It's not on my list, but I did have a lot of fun playing it and learning from you, the Pokemon Master.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot to do. Like, I mean, if you want to collect the Pokemon, you got that. You can complete your Pokédex. If you want to battle with trainers and stuff, you can do battles. You can do it casually or you can do it competitively. You can breed your Pokemon. You can like basically breed your own Saitama or Goku-ish Pokemon that will just be unstoppable.
I bet.
So there's something for everybody.
Especially with all that breeding you did with that freaking shiny Scorbunny.
395 eggs.
That's insane. That's insane. That is a lot of poke humping to be done.
Yeah. Or in my case, a lot of riding around getting dizzy on my bike.
Well, I'm glad that lived up to your expectations because I heard a lot of hardcore enthusiasts that weren't happy with the game at all.
Oh yeah, there are definitely things to not be. The number one thing being that they didn't have the whole dex. I didn't even know they weren't going to have the whole dex until I actually played the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was a little disappointing, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from my experience because I know they'll eventually bring out all of them. Like I think they're going to have the Diamond and Pearl remake coming out next year, and then after that they're going to have like the what we'll call Super Sword and Shield coming out next year. So then, 2 years from now. So that's when I feel that everything's going to just be good.
And of course, you will get it again, and you will do it all over again.
Yeah, I will.
Because you're a pokehead.
I'm a poke freak.
That's what she said. Next on my list is Katana Zero. Now, this is a little indie game that I came across, and I saw the trailer for it, and it was like this side-scrolling game about a samurai, and it looked very, very interesting to me. So I checked it out and I played it, and holy crap, I would say that it's literally in my top 3 of all the games I've played this year. I think I took one Saturday and I just played it the entire day. It's not a long game. I think it took me maybe about 10-12 hours to beat. But just the 80s aesthetic of the game and the premise of the game is just so much fun and so interesting, and the story just got crazy. Like at one point I was like, am I playing the same game? It's like, what the hell is going on here? But they do a lot of dream sequences, a lot of flashbacks, and it tells a very creative and interesting story about this samurai who left the war and who's dealing with a lot of PTSD and stuff like that. So it was just really, really cool. Next on Jones's list is...
Next on my list is... I did that weird. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate! And yes, we know that the game actually came out in December of last year, but you can't do a game of the year without having the best fighting game that came out in the last year.
That's right, and this is actually one that we could both talk about a little bit because you and I played a lot of versus mode in here. We had our infamous battle between Cloud and Link.
Oh yes.
Which I will put a link in the description below, so you guys can check that out.
Those are some fun times. But yeah, so what is there to talk about with this game? First of all, the cast of characters. Every Smash Brothers character ever made it on the list, as well as a few new ones and some surprises.
There was actually a video I saw online where they did it with uh, Avengers Endgame, and they say, everybody's here, and they just went like way back to like Batman, and they added Superman in there, and they put like freaking Alf from back in the '80s. They put
Oh
him in
wow.
there. They just put everybody in there. I just thought about Smash immediately. It was the funniest thing. It was good stuff.
Yeah. And then another thing that's definitely a plus of this, well, besides the fact that it has all the characters, it has like almost every level. I think it does have every level too. And the soundtrack is insane.
I actually still listen to the soundtrack to this day. Like I'll take my Switch to work, and I'll plug my stereo up to my Switch. While I'm driving to work, I'll listen to that soundtrack.
I use that when I work out sometimes. Like, man, I'm gonna listen to the Kid Icarus theme while I'm working out. Yeah, get pumped.
Is that really a good soundtrack to work out to?
Well, yeah, Castlevania. It don't matter.
There you go. Blood and tears. No, but yeah, I can't wait to see who's next. And then they're adding 5 more freaking characters to the damn game.
That was another one of my points. The fact that they're still releasing content. It's been a year, and it's still releasing content. And it's like, even after this season's passed, there's going to be another season pass, basically.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be
so I
surprised.
can't wait.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third one, too, because there's so many characters that we, as fans, want, and they know it, so they're going to give it to us. And the last character that I want for this pack, I want Waluigi. Even though I'm not the biggest Waluigi fan, I know there are a ton of people out there who just want him. So I just want him to be there just because.
You just want some fan service, okay.
I want some legit fan service. And speaking of fan service, I want the first character in the second season pass to be Mai. That's what I want. And if you don't know who Mai is, I'll put her on the screen right now.
I was just gonna simply say they might have to censor Mai just a little bit. I mean, I hope they don't, but this is Nintendo now.
I know. But they could let the boobs bounce just a little bit. It's okay. Just a little bit.
Oh, maybe, but I'm just saying, just don't get your hopes up too much.
But overall, it was definitely a very great game for this year, for the end of last year, and then all throughout this year to be playing it and then continue to go back, especially with my boy Terry, who I still who I have to get used to playing, because he's definitely not an easy character to play as. But I know that once I do get him, he might take over Cloud as my main.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then
he still won't beat Link. Just saying.
And then I could challenge Link and then get my revenge, because the first time I beat you, but not on frickin', footage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. In fact, I beat you twice, and then the third time when we actually recorded it, you beat me. I was so damn mad.
And then all the times after that, minus like maybe one time, I think I beat you too. But don't feel bad. At least you can say that Donkey Kong beat Captain Falcon.
The constant random fights that go on in that damn game is just awesome.
Yep.
All right. Next on my list is Star Wars Fallen Order. I love Star Wars. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. My brother.
I was gonna say, you gotta mention Greg.
My brother Greg, aka Fat Boy, which he won't be Fat Boy for much longer. Shout out to him, and congratulations, by the way. He is the biggest fanboy I know. He's read every book. He's seen every movie. Like he knows the lore, all that kind of stuff. I don't know much of that stuff. I know it, but I just know it at a surface level, which is fine. And, it's enough for me to enjoy the games. But despite the glitches this game had, and it was a little funky from time to time, but everything that they did do, they got right. And for every 2-3 things that they did right, there was one thing that they did wrong, but it didn't detract from my enjoyment of the game. It's another one of those games I played non-stop. I think every game on this list of mine I played non-stop, like every single day for multiple hours a day until I beat the damn game, because that's how enjoyable it was. And
I still play 2 of the games on my list, just saying.
And I will be remiss if I did not talk about BD1. He is so freaking cute. I want one. I have a pop character of Cal Kestis in BD1, and I just want a BD1 pop so I can just have him there, because I love BD1 more than I love Groupie. There, I said it.
Fair enough.
I said it. And also too, the story is very emotional. and the action was great. The platforming was the weak point of the game, but aside from that, it was just an all-around good time. If you guys have not played it, please go check it out because it is worth the probably $40 that it costs now to get it. You definitely have a great time with that. Hey Jones, what you got next, brother?
We're gonna go on taking a trip, an awakening, if you will, with The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, the remake.
You mean the game that we did the long play on, which I'll put a link in the description below?
Yes, that very game. Now, what I will say about this game is that it definitely brought back a lot of nostalgia memories from me playing on the Game Boy back when my eyes could handle the Game Boy a little better. That horribly small gray and green colored palette. But it was a good game, and it really felt true to what the original was. Like, it was pretty much 1-to-1. If I can remember what happened in the original game, it pretty much happened there. The only thing that was different that I didn't really get a chance to experience was like the dungeon builder mode or whatever. But everything else, it just felt great. It had good music. It just was like a blast to the past, and it was really enjoyable to play. Like, it wasn't any like glitches or anything, how some of the newer games come out. And the newer art design, I mean, I wasn't exactly a fan of it before I played it, but it was pretty good when I actually did play it. Like, seeing it and playing it are two different things.
Well, it did have a couple of glitches in it, but they were very, very tiny. If you didn't catch it, you definitely would have missed it. So it's fine. It didn't break the game, but our gameplay experience. But I was in Chicago at Eric's house at the time that he played it because I brought it over to his house, and we played like the first maybe hour or so, and he was like, okay, how about we cut the broadcast there? And I was like, why don't we just keep on going? Why don't we push through and beat this game? I think we started at like noon, and then we beat the game at like 10, 11 o'clock at night or something like that. So we definitely powered through, and with a little help from our friend Austin John Plays, shout out to you. We made it through that damn last two dungeons. Were just they were just terrible. They was really, really bad with backtracking and whatnot. I mean, the overall aesthetic of the game is amazing. The fun factor of the game is so much fun. The characters are just delightful. But when it comes to those last two dungeons, you want to choke an old lady for how difficult they are.
Keep in mind that back when I was a shorty, back in the 90s or whenever that game came out, I did beat those dungeons without a guide. But yes, if you're on a speed run or just in general, those bad boys were very, very time consuming and difficult. I'm pretty sure I've been trapped in that one sky dungeon for like a week.
Let's not go there.
That dungeon was bad. Like, we had to jump down the hole, go up the stairs, gotta find the right way to take the stupid ball. Oh yeah.
I would have never ever gotten that.
Also, shout out to Austin John, by the way. He's like my hero. I've been watching so many of his videos lately, especially with Pokemon related stuff.
He is.
I have mad respect for that dude.
He is amazing at what he does, and I really enjoy his videos too. He's very knowledgeable about the stuff. So, second to last on my list is, let's go with Control, and just weird for the sake of being weird. And I love games with weird stories. Taking it back to games like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, and taking it back to PS2, Fahrenheit, and that game was just. You start off as this guy who goes to the office, and you go about your regular day, and you come home and you watch TV and you work out a little bit, and it has a lot of those weird quick time events in there. It's like, what the hell's going on? Then halfway through the game, this guy gets abducted by aliens, and he comes back and he has some superpowers, and he's flipping over cars, and it's like, where the hell did this come from? Control is along those lines, and you start off as this chick who's compelled to go to the FBI, and you go there, and then next thing you know, you're flying through the air and you're shooting laser beams out of your hand, and it's like,
nice.
Where did this come from? But the controls of Control were tight. It was not an easy game to beat. There were 2 or 3 bosses that I had to like really, really push through because I died like several times. But it was a very satisfying game to beat, and the story wrapped up very, very nicely. My only point of contention was the probably the last half an hour of the game. I thought I beat the game, and then it went like back to the story, and I'm like, why am I doing this sequence over and over again? It's like it doesn't make sense. But then I finally figured it out and made it through. Then the actual ending was really nice. So, Control, I will put Control on the fourth on my games of this year, which is where it fell today, but it will actually be fourth on my list. It's definitely a game that you should check out, Jones, just to check out. If there's like a demo in the future, or if you find it for like $10-15, you should pick it up and play it. It's a lot of fun.
Alrighty then.
Now, what's last on your list, brother?
Last game on my list is Super Mario Maker 2! Now, I would talk in my Mario Italian plumber voice through this entire thing, but that might not go over too well with some of our older viewers, so we'll go normal. But now, here's what I have to say about this game. Like, originally, I was like, I get it, like, it's interesting, but I never really felt the aspect of, like, building a level. Like, I'm more of a person that destroys a level, or, plays it, not destroys it, but I never really thought that I would really be much of creating a Mario level. Like, it's Mario, what can you do? But, wow, my mind has been blown. Like, just playing it for a little bit, you come up with so many ideas as you're making stuff. It's just like you get a million brainstorms just pop up if you're like just on a level or any particular thing. And added to the fact that now they have that cool multiplayer mode, it's like versus mode, that's something new. Like you would have wanted that in a regular Mario game. Like you could actually just doing like some of the random levels in like a competition mode, which I'm sure Zero Sin can link to our most recent versus mode thing right there.
That was fun.
Yes, it was fun, and like you can run into some levels that you would actually want to be in a real game. Like there's just so much you can do with it, and the fact that they're still updating this game as well. New content. Like they just brought out the Master Sword content. That's what I'm gonna call it. Where you can basically make like a Legend of Zelda level. I haven't even touched it yet, but it just looks cool. So
Yeah, and that's
look forward to
I
it.
definitely got to do. And a quick side note: we were supposed to make each make a stage utilizing that content to debut on tonight's episode. But with the holidays, and things got a little busy, so we couldn't do it. But our first episode of the new year, we are going to definitely have an episode dedicated to that content, and that's going to be a hell of a lot of fun because I can't wait to make a stage that's going to make you scream. It's going to be good stuff. And last on my list is the incomparable Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion 3. Mario! Okay, go on.
You sound like you just had an orgasm. That's what you sounded.
Hey, this is supposed to be family podcasting here.
Yeah, I mean a schmorgasm. There you go. I played maybe an hour or two of the original and the second one, Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2, but I never had the time to actually sit down and get into them. And they just seem like really, really contained experience, which is fine because, as I'm getting older, I'm liking more contained experiences. I rather sit down with the game and know exactly where I have to go now and just go through the story and beat the game. Unless the game has an amazing story, I really don't like too much going, from place to place and back and forth and backtracking anymore. I don't know. I don't like it anymore, unless the game is amazing. But like Star Wars, because that has some backtracking in it, but it was fine. But anyway, this game is it's so adorable, so damn cute. The moveset is so much fun, sucking up every single thing. Like you legitimately want to just suck up everything in the vacuum. It doesn't matter what it is. Shut up.
You just said it twice. I couldn't help it.
Giggity goo. I'm going to be saying it more because that's what the game is about. It's about a freaking vacuum.
Yes, it's about vacuum power. Suction is the proper word here. Suction.
Satisfying suction. I mean, you can seriously suck up like almost anything in the game, from the shut up, from the rugs to the pictures, to the ghosts, to the lamps on the freaking thing, to piggy banks. It's just anything. And like when you grab a ghost and you slam them down, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. And in this game, you can suck up a bunch of different ghosts at one time. Shut up, Jones. You can suction several ghosts at one time and like take their life down and slam them around. And it's a hell of a lot of good times. So. I think my son was just at the door. But yeah, I would put Luigi's Mansion, I would say probably second on my list. Luigi's Mansion would be the second most fun game I played this year, bar none. Bar none. There were a few times when I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So of course I hopped online, looked it up, and just did it real quick. But it was like it's always little stupid stuff. I hate that. It's always little stupid stuff that you just find, that you just missed that you're supposed to do. It's like this freaking gold lever that's over here in the corner that I did not see that I'm supposed to flick somehow. But whatever. Aside from that, I give the game a 9.5 out of 10. I would definitely love to go back and play some multiplayer mode because I played a little bit of that the last day I played the game. But the people who I was playing with, they like left for whatever reason. So I was by myself in this damn room trying to hunt these ghosts down. And there's a timer, and you're supposed to catch all the ghosts with the timer. So that definitely wasn't happening. So I want to go back and try it again and check out the multiplayer aspect of it. I might do some clips and post them on our Facebook page. Link below. So, out of all the games that you mentioned, and all 5 games that you mentioned, which one is your absolute favorite that you would play right now, play again, play next year, and have just the most amazing memories of?
Well, you've already...
We all know it's Final Fantasy.
I won't say that necessarily, but I mean... That's just ongoing. I mean, you can always go back and play Smash and have a new experience all the time. That's 100% right there. True, Pokemon, there's still stuff to do, but I wouldn't. I would probably say it'd be between Smash Brothers and Super Mario Maker 2 because those 2 games have a lot of replay, and I haven't been playing it for like 7 years like another game on my list.
I gotcha. Well, for me, let's see. Luigi's Mansion was definitely one of a kind experience, and there's a lot of collectibles I haven't gotten yet. But I'm not the collectible type like you are.
Yeah,
Mr. Platinum. Although I did
platinum. Platinum mini.
Although I did platinum the Amazing Spider-Man when it came out. So
even though I did it faster.
Shout out to Buddy Ashley Patrice. I would actually, what game I had the most memories from and want to play again, like legit, Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 for sure. Basically because I just want to see that booty again. But, but the story was really good. I definitely want to revisit that story and those amazing action pieces, action sets were just phenomenal. And now that I've been doing a lot of video editing, I want to go back and see a lot of the techniques that they use because they use some amazing video editing techniques and transitions in there. So that's just me putting on my door cat. All right, now we're going to play. We're going to talk about the disappointments of the year. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the list, and we're going to save the first one for last. I'm going to start from the bottom up with the worst game of the year, WWE 2K20. Even though we did not play it. We were all supposed to play it. I was posting stuff about our federation on here, the BWO. BWO. I was so excited to get back to playing the BWO and getting back in our federation and getting back to our matches and making belts and whooping your ass and whooping Greg's ass and Juan's ass for sure.
And getting that ass whooped.
But I saw about this game. Freaking people were glitching through the bottom of the ring. I was like, what is happening? It looked like The Exorcist was going on in the damn ring. And then the career mode was supposed to be really bad. The voice acting was terrible. I can't. I mean, I found this game on Black Friday for like $5, and it's still not worth it. It's still not worth it.
I actually believe you can find that for $5. It was already on sale like the first month because of how bad it was.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's definitely a huge disappointment of the year.
WWE don't even represent it anymore.
I know, right? Next on the list is Mario Kart Tour. Another one I was
microtransactions.
I was really, really pissed about that one, man. I was so excited to get my hands on another Mario Kart game on my damn phone, because at the time I had the Note 9, and it's a huge, huge screen. So playing that game on there was beautiful. But then I found out that you're playing against a bunch of computers. You're not playing against real people. You're playing against computers with people's names on top of them, which was...
I didn't even know that.
Yep, which is handicapped. I was so mad because I played like the first 3 races and I was like, yeah, I got this, and then I read a little thing on Google that told me the truth about the damn game, and then they came out with that stupid subscription service, and I was like, come on, like you can't. So anyway, they're never gonna fix that. We just gotta wait till Mario Kart 9 comes out for the next iteration of the Switch, which hopefully next year they come out with the Switch HD or the Switch 2 or Switcheroo, whatever they're gonna call it.
Give me a bigger screen. I don't care what it is. I don't want it to be HD 2. I want it to be big screen.
The Switch 32 inches. That's what she said.
That might be a bit difficult to play though.
Don't be scared. You got big hands.
I'm talking about holding.
Like I said, you got big hands. You'll be fine. Next, Days Gone. Another one that I thought was going to be comparable to The Last of Us, because this trailers look amazing for it, and I know the story's good. I know the story's great, but just the core mechanics of the game itself, where you have to drive the bike, and the bike has gas, and you have to, the bike is basically the main character of the damn game. It's not even the guy. I forgot the guy's name. His name is something bootleg.
Did you say the bike is the main character?
The bike is basically the main character of the damn game, because without that bike, you really can't get anywhere. And if you don't have the bike, guess what? You're being chased down by zombies, those fast-ass zombies, the Horde, and you die. Yeah.
I also heard, I know we're ripping this off of IGN, one of the podcasts they have, but apparently the bike is actually modeled up from a car or something like that.
What?
I don't remember. They were talking about something on one of the podcasts where they said that it's actually a car that they modeled as a bike or something like that.
Well, I guess that would definitely explain how it handles, because it handles terrible. And the open environment, it leaves a lot to be desired. Like, it just feels very, very samey. You know what I mean? Like, you drive past a bunch of trees, and then there's a gas station, and then there's a place where people gathered, and it's the same thing over and over again. I mean, I didn't play no more than maybe 10 hours of the game, but in that 10 hours, I didn't really progress that much through the story because of the slow pacing of it, and that's another problem. I don't like the pacing. I mean, it starts off with a bang like most action games like that do, but it needs to take a lot of cues from The Last of Us if it's going to do that. If it's going to try to be that hard-hitting, hard story-driven game, it's going to have to come a little bit harder than that. I hope there's a part 2, because I just hope that they fix all the stuff that they messed up with this one. I may do one of those things where I force myself to play the game just because I have it, maybe a year from now when there's nothing to play. But that's not true, because then by that time it would be PS5 time. Crap. Yeah, we'll see. And I'll let you rant and rave about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh boy, Kingdom Hearts 3. Number 1! It felt more like Kingdom Hearts 2.5. That wasn't even really shouldn't be a number. It was just kind of like a side quest. Like, hey, let's add a couple worlds and we'll throw in a little story element at the very end. But it was definitely less than what anybody was expecting right there. Like, I mean, like, the development was... I just don't even know where to start. We've been waiting like 12 years for this game, and they bring out something that looks like they took a weekend to make.
Yeah, I was very disappointed at a lot of the worlds, and the combat was very unsatisfying. It
Yeah,
felt.
Kingdom Hearts 2 did feel like it had better combat than this game.
Oh, I freaking man! Part 2 is my absolute favorite out of all of them. I love Part 2. They just improved
I
on
know you love Part
everything
2.
about the game. But this game felt like Kingdom Hearts 1.25 than anything. They had so many new worlds to work with, and then the ones that they did. Don't get me started on the freaking Tangled world when you had to dance. I was like, oh my god, why am I doing this? Like, why am I dancing right now? Like, seriously?
I did not care much for the Tangled world at all. I did not care much for the Frozen. Okay, like normally I don't mind backtracking, but the backtracking in the Frozen world was very irritating.
Yeah, it was. It was a pain. But you know what? I found out because I did some leveling up later. Level up. That the Frozen world is one of the best places to go get experience, and I went back there to level up like maybe 20 levels in a couple of hours, and I did that, and then I went on to beat the game. But that was the only good thing about that damn world. All right, well, those are our top 10 games of the year and our top 4 disappointments of the year. I'm going to throw on the screen right now some honorable mentions of the year, some games that we didn't have time to get to, but we thoroughly enjoyed, and we're going to throw it over to our Blackout Challenge.
Yay!
Gabby J.
Da-da-da-da.
Yay! All right, Jones, your Blackout Challenge of the day is Super Punch Out. Go ahead and click on that lovely box. I miss those boxes so much. I really do. I legitimately miss holding those super thick boxes in my hand. That didn't sound right at all. But anyway, this is one of my favorite games, even though I'm terrible at it. We got destroyed in this game. The Blackout Challenge of today is you have to beat the minor circuit in 12 minutes. Grab my phone, get that timer started, and I will put a timer in the corner. Post-production, obviously.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, the soundtrack's so good.
I don't think there's enough letters to put Blackout.
Is this music?
Huh?
Is this music in Smash?
Nope. They have very few actual tracks for Punch Out in Smash. There's like 2, maybe 3.
Gotcha.
And I think they're almost all from the one that came out on the Wii.
Huh. Which I've never played that one.
I thought you said you played it once. Maybe not. I don't know.
It
was okay.
I may have played a demo of it at a store somewhere, but I never played like the full version of the game, which I wouldn't mind adding to my Wii collection. I do have a very, very small, like specific Wii collection. What just happened?
What the hell?
Whoa!
Okay, this is new.
What?
It's like, there we go. I'm glad that happened before the match started. I'd be like, okay.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't do this challenge.
No, I think they said like you take it too long to put your name in or something. Yeah, that's enough. It had just enough.
Look at that. Aside from that super creepy, ghost glitch.
Yeah.
If you don't push OK. Yup.
What?
It did it
No,
again.
that's start. Oh.
We have to restart it, and we're here again. So let's do this.
Taking on the Frenchie, age 56, Gabby J, with a record of 1-99.
At 110 pounds.
Wow, that's sad.
That is literally half of me. All right, timer starting.
Da-da-da-da. Yay.
Fight.
Got him. Let's see if you can. Whoa. See if you can beat your original time. Which I think you might have just done it.
You saved now.
Eight.
Yep, he's up.
Fight.
Woo!
Super punch.
Dare you!
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Got him.
Knockout.
You beat your original time.
Yay.
Almost a whole minute.
Pizza cake.
Ah.
Ba, 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 ba. Super music was so good too.
Yes, it was. Bear hugger.
Bear hugger.
Freaking overalls.
Fight.
Got him. Watch yourself. Got him. Bar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm kind of with the ref. Ah.
Fight.
Oh damn! I forgot about that move. He gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
He's
Knockout.
up.
Piece of cake.
Pizza cake.
I miss Mario. The only thing I will say about this, I miss Mario the ref.
So I take it that Mario the ref wasn't in the Wii U version. I mean the Wii version.
I can't remember.
This one.
Might have been. Piston and Hurricane. Damn,
Nice.
missed it.
You missed it. You hit him.
No, I could have knocked him out if I would have hit him at the right moment.
Uh, I hated that. I could never time that right. I like legit suck at these damn games.
Love me some Super Punch Out. All thanks to Trey. Trey was so good at the original Punch Out.
Fight.
Oh,
boy.
you
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Trey was a beast at this game. Rest in peace, my brother.
This is doing bad on my time. Jackass!
Focus. Got him. Isn't up and down just to block?
Actually, it's neutral.
No. Got him.
This has to be like my worst time ever on this dude.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Damn.
Fight.
He ain't going down no time soon. Nice. First time seeing that. Got him.
Ugh,
Knockout.
that was sad.
Oh, damn. He's gone.
Pizza cake.
Yeah. That was a piece of cake.
Well, I still didn't get knocked out or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Ball bull.
Wait, is he the last one? You got one more to go.
This is the last one in the minor circuit.
Oh. Oh, you do. You're fine then. I gave you too much damn time.
Oof.
Mm. Nice. Soft spot.
1, 2, 3. Fight.
Elf.
Gotcha.
Slow! Ah!
Fight!
Wouldn't mind trying to play this again. Got him.
1, 2,
Now he's gonna try to get up and ball bull charge me.
Nice.
That was a horrible time. But enough to beat the blackout challenge.
For real.
got it.
Right on.
I guess I could stop it now. You beat everything in 6.5 minutes. I didn't know that. I give you way too much time. Way too much time. But now that I know how good you are and how well you can play in this, the next challenge is going to be the second circuit, but I'm going to give you a specific time for that too. So, all right. Eric has dominated the Blackout Challenge, cut his time in half that I gave him. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for watching my fight.
And thanks for joining us on the Game of the Year edition of the Experience Points podcast. And don't forget, people, keep on
Leveling up.